Okay, so we left off, we found the midpoint of these 2 points, and now we're finding the distance between those 2 points. Okay, so I'm going to take the x-coordinate, -1, and subtract this x-coordinate, -1 plus 3 root 3. Be careful that you're subtracting in parentheses that, okay? Then you square that, plus you take and subtract the y's, -1 minus 4, and you square that. Okay, so that becomes -1 minus -1, which is +1, minus 3 squared, so 3. I'm going to square that difference. -1 minus 4 is -5. So -1 plus 1 is 0. I just have -3 root 3 squared plus -5 squared is 25. When I square this, guys, -3 squared is 9. Square root of 3 squared is 3. This is 9 times 3, or 27, plus 25. We get the square root of 52. I'm not finding the radius, so I am going to go ahead and, or I'm not trying to put this in the equation of a circle. So I'm just going to go ahead and simplify that. So 52 is 4 times 13. Square root of 4 is 2. So my final answer will be 2 square roots of 13. Okay. Trying to grab that and drag it down for you. Let's see. 2 square roots of 13. All right. Now, let's do the other side. We want to take and find the distance between 0, 0 and pi over 2, 1. So I'm going to subtract the x's. 0 minus pi over 2 is negative pi over 2. And when I square that, I get pi squared over 4. 0 minus 1 is -1. When I square that, I get 1. So square root of that whole mess. A lot of times when we see a 4 in the denominator, we are going to want you to get that out of there. So I'm going to call 1 4 over 4 so that I can add the numerators together, pi squared plus 4 over 4, and then I can take that square root of 4, which is 2, in the denominator. Okay? Don't worry tons about the simplification yet. If you get this far, we'll keep working with you until you get to that. We're not used to adding and subtracting, I know, the irrational numbers. So we'll get used to it. All right. Finding the center and radius of circles aren't too bad as long as they're in the right form. Okay, let's just recall that the form we want is x minus the x-coordinate of the center squared plus y minus the y-coordinate of the center squared equals the radius squared. Okay, so this isn't quite right. I want to take this term and put it on the other side. So let's add that whole thing. Okay, we're just going to add the x minus 4 squared and put it on the right. This is x minus 4 squared plus, we're going to add it over here to the y plus 2 squared equals 20. Okay, so now I can see the center of my circle is 4, -2, and the radius is the square root of 20. That reduces to what? That's 4 times 5, right? Square root of 4 is 2. So 2 root 5. But I would probably want an approximation to that. That's approximately 4.47. So I'm going to be graphing this. So I'm just going to say it's approximately 4.5. Okay. So I'm going to go to the center, 4, -2. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Up 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Over 1, 2, 3, 4.5. And down 1, 2, 3, 4.5. And there it is. Okay, we're supposed to find the center and radius of the following equations. I'm also graphing it. Okay, this one, again, not quite in the right form. So I'm going to add the y minus 3 squared to the other side. What in the heck? Can we have a radius of 0? This is just a point. I'm going to go 0, -3, and it's just a point. This is not a circle. Okay? We need to have a radius of some sort, guys. okay? There needs to be, the radius can't be 0, or it's just really, this is just a point, okay? If I was going to graph this, I would graph the center of this circle. Can you see it? It's 0, 3. The center of this circle is 0, 3. And I go 0 to the left, to the right, up and down. Okay, it's just the point. Okay, so be careful. You need to have some positive number there. Okay, now we want these circles. Isn't this craziness? I want x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals radius squared. Don't have that. We're going to go back in time here and complete the square. Okay? Do you remember that? Let's think about it. If I have y minus 2 squared, that's y minus 2 times y minus 2. I get y squared minus 4y plus 4. If I have y minus 3 squared, that's y minus 3 times y minus 3. That's y squared minus what? 6y plus 9. Remember this, guys? Like, I mean, you know, you have to FOIL it, okay? If I know that I want, let's say I have y squared minus 8y. I want to know, what would I add there so that I could rewrite it as something squared? I want to know that would be y minus what squared, right? What you notice is if you take half the middle term, half of 4 is 2, and square it, you get this. Half of 6 is 3, square it, you get 9. Half of 8 is 4. 16 is what's going to complete this square, and I could write that as y minus 4 squared. Okay, whatever the square root of this thing is what goes there, or whatever half the middle term is, either way. Okay, so x squared is fine. I have y squared plus 8y plus something equals 0. And then, hey, I can't just add something to the left side of an equation unless I add that same thing to the right side of the equation. So half of 8 is 4. 4 squared is 16. I'm going to add 16 to both sides of this equation. Now I have x squared plus y plus 4 squared. Notice it's plus, not minus, because you look at what the middle term is. Yay! Now I know that the center of this circle is 0, negative 4, right? And the radius is 4. Now I can graph it. I can do whatever you want. Okay, I have the center and I have the radius. I'm in good shape. Everybody okay? All right. I hope so. Let's try the next one. Excuse me, I need to erase this stuff. Okay, I'm tired of writing in black. It's boring. Okay, x squared minus 5x plus something. I don't know what. I'm going to have to complete the square. Notice I subtracted the 5x and put it over here. Plus, I have y squared. Let's add the 6y over here with the y squared. And then I'd like to add something. Equals, and I took everything away, so right now that's 0, okay? But, so I subtracted 5x beside the x squared. I added 6y beside the y squared. And now I'm thinking of what I can do to complete the square. Half of 5. Oh, sugars. I don't like when I'm just going to write it like this, okay? Half of 5 is 2.5. 5 halves. But I know I have to square it. I don't feel like taking 2.5 squared, but I can take 5 halves squared. What is it, 25 fourths? It's a little bit nicer that way. If you wanted to, on your calculator, take half of 5, you get 2.5, square it, you'd get 6.25, and write that there. That's fine. I don't mind. Half of 6, yay. I like when I can take half the number. Half of 6 is 3. 3 squared is 9. Now be careful. I added 25 fourths and 9. So I better add 25 fourths and 9 to the other side as well. Okay, So here we go. The reason I added 25/4 is so I could write this as x minus something squared. Remember, it's the square root of this or half of this. And the reason I added 9 is so that I could write this as y plus something squared. What was it, half of 6? Okay. And then I will have to add this together. 25/4 plus 9, what's that, 36/4? Is that 61/4? Okay, check me on that. I'm taking 25/4 plus 36/4 is what 9 is. 11, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 61/4. So now I got it. My center is 2.5, -3. And the radius is the square root of 61 over 2, which is about, pull up my calculator, the square root of 61. Hopefully you're doing this. Square root of 61 over 2. So the radius is about 3.9. If I want to graph it, I kind of like to know about what it is, if I am graphing it. Okay. All righty. Let's do the next one. X squared plus y squared minus, okay, this is all ready to go, I think. I'm just going to take x squared plus y squared minus 3x plus, I have to take half the middle term and square it. So I'm going to add 9/4, and I'm going to add 9/4 here. So that gives me x squared plus y minus half of 3, so 1.5. Y minus 3/2 squared equals, let's see, 2 is 8/4, so let's go with 17/4. My center is 0, 1.5, and my radius is the square root of 17 over 2. Okay, if you want to know what that is about, you can use your calculator. All right, write the equation of a circle that has a center of this and passes through 2, 5. Well, the center is what? -2, -3. I can at least graph it. It passes through the point 2, 5. So if this is a center and it passes through that, I have an idea what it looks like here, okay? But I want to write the equation. So the equation is x minus -2 squared plus y minus -3 squared equals, oh, I need the radius. So I basically need the distance from -2, -3 to 2, 5. Well, let's subtract -2 minus 2 squared, -3 minus 5 squared. I'm just using the distance formula. I get, what's -2 minus 2? -4 squared is 16. -3 minus 5 is -8. Squared is 64. So it looks like I get the square root of 64, 74, 80. Well, don't waste the time doing anything with that, guys. The distance is square root of 80. That's the radius. Well, in my formula, I take the radius and square it. Square root of 80 squared is 80. Okay? So you're going to need all these types of formulas. All right, your homework is on page 113. On Schoology then. Do number 23, 26, and then 27 to 65 odd. Okay, I want you to do the odd problems because I want you to see the answers and come to class or email me with, you'll know if you got the right answer or not because you can look in the back. Okay? All right. Have a great day, guys. See ya.